Hey, what's up everybody? We are halfway through the class. This is week number 4 and this is your highlights video. So we've had a lot in the last 4 weeks. We were able to see what the Americans were like before European encounter, what the Europeans and the encounter with the Americas, creating a new world and changing life in the Americas and around the world, creating something new. Last week we saw what the colonial life was like, and you wrote a wonderful letter showing the creativity as it's flowing through the pages with historical knowledge from the chapter and the readings of what life was like, whether if someone who's forced or on their own regard came to these early colonies. And then this week we're looking at something a little bit different, and that is the colonial crisis. We're looking at what set the stage for Revolutionary War. Now, we might think of it as inevitable, especially because now coming from the 21st century and looking back and knowing what's going to happen with the Declaration of Independence and the War of Revolution and all that stuff. But put yourself before that, not knowing that was going to be the case, that you were a small colony and you identified as British, and all of a sudden you're going to say you're something different and you're going to go against the most powerful empire in the world and create independence. What was that like? What shook everything up to get to that stage? And that's what we're going to be looking at this week. To do that, we have to go 10, 20 years before the Revolutionary War and look at other wars and other situations and other chaoses of the world that's creating this new sort of lighting the match of at least setting the fire, setting it to light the match of the Revolutionary War to come. So that's going to be this week. You're going to have a couple good articles, I believe, that looks at what I call unruly Americans, and you're going to see what that's like, and you're going to write about that on Friday. And then you're going to have the Revolutionary War, family ties, and looking at families that were split, both trying to remain British and also who are these new colonialists that are breaking free, and what those views would be like within the household. And you could think of it today, if you maybe have differences politically with family members and you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table or whatever, and having politics comes up, and what would you say? Think about that even worse if families are being split. If you're going to fight on the colonial side, but your dad or your mom still have connections and ties to the British Empire, to back in England, and have connections with financial obligations to be met. All those things make it really real. We're looking at individual stories, not just these big men of history, as we call it, not just the founding fathers, but everyday people and how their lives were absolutely changed with things like the Revolutionary War. So that's this week. Have fun with it. Be sure to do the discussions for Friday, the discussions for Monday. Be sure to comment after 2 days, and be sure to do the quiz, and you're going to rock this week. All right, be in touch. Bye-bye.